Hello, subscribers to the Evil Nation Network. It is I, King Evil.
Hey, Countable, have you seen my mask?
It's Count Evil, King Dash. Hello and welcome to Behind the Scene.
Episode 6.
Week 6, where we are going to cover, once again in our series of events, some of them unfortunate, film essentials.
More film essentials.
Film essentials! So this week we are covering the much desired green screen.
Ooh.
That right now is not a green screen because I replace it.
I thought there was water, so I was swimming, but
Are you doing like Tai Chi?
I thought it was like swimming like up a waterfall.
No, I'm not paying for that stock footage, dude. You know how expensive that stuff is?
Damn it.
So, yeah, this week we shot a scene that you already saw. So that scene was a little bit of a rip-off of The Flash. Shh, we didn't actually rip it off.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, no, we don't want to get sued. Your main hero was Mr. Wisnowski here. I'm just going to say your name however I want it. All right?
That's perfectly fine. Or we could just go with Steve. Might be easier. Just a thought.
But it might bother you more if I say Wisnowski.
No, not really.
Okay.
I've heard a lot different and worse.
Okay. So, we'll go into that in an episode. Maybe we'll do a Q&A on how bad your name was growing up.
There we go. There we go. You can put comments. Make up your own.
Yeah, I challenge you.
Challenge.
So, this week we did a scene, kind of an homage to The Flash. We had our, what did we call you?
It was the, what was it? King Dash.
King Dash.
King Dash.
And I don't know if we're going to say my villain name, but it was something really cheesy. And I monologued. Which we're talking too much at this point, so let's go over how we do some green screen right about
now.
Alright, so here is the green screen tutorial. So first off, let's talk about a few things. First of all, here is the green screen. As you can see, I got some wrinkles here, I got some shadows. If you want your green screen footage to turn out right, the first thing that you're going to want to do is make sure that this is stretched out and there's not any wrinkles. This was good enough, but I'm probably going to have to tighten up my green screen eventually, coming up here soon, and make the wrinkles go away. The other thing that you can do to give a cleaner look, maybe similar to up here as opposed to the hole, is to take I'm going to warn you, don't use an iron, because an iron will ruin your green screen. But you can take a steamer and steam the green screen while it's attached to your wall or your holder thingy. I can't think of the name for some reason right now. So, yeah, and then light it properly. So go back to the 3-point lighting tutorial to see how to light it properly. I have more than three lights, but you can do it with 3 lights. All right, so let's get into it. So we are in Adobe Premiere. I am using Adobe Premiere CC, and I have already taken the liberty of bringing the footage into Adobe Premiere and turning off the sound so when I do this it's not annoying. Okay, so I have taken a clip of this. Now, as you can see, I didn't trim off the end, but I've taken a clip of this to work with. Okay, so this is straight from our scene that we used. So the first thing you could do is go in and color correct this, maybe brighten up the greens, but we're not going to go into that today. All we're going to go into is covering how to get rid of the green screen and put in the footage you want. So I've dragged my warehouse footage, which isn't actually footage, it's just a still, and I have dragged it and resized it to be the size that I want on here. And that's the footage that we used. Now, I was going for the cheesy effect, so I did not color correct this footage at all. But if you're going for more of a realistic feel, you want to color correct this footage to match whatever your background palette is. So in this case, I would probably bring some oranges in, maybe a little bit of green reflection, just a slight bit, and have a lot of lighting from the back and not much from the front, and made it a little bit more dramatic. But I just lit for the green screen in this case, and I didn't want to move my lighting setup. So the first thing you're going to do to actually do this effect is come up to your side panel, and if this is not here, you click on Titles. So if it's like this, just come up here and click on Titles, and then you're going to go to Video Effects. Now this is keying, so we're going to go to keying. I have looked at the alpha adjust, the color key, the difference matte. I've looked at all these, and I found that the easiest to use is the Ultra key. So you drag the Ultra key on top of your footage, and then you come down to your Ultra key menu right here under your effect controls and click on the eyedropper. Then you're going to find the brightest green you can possibly find in your background, which is right about here in this case. All right, so that looks pretty good as it is. If it didn't look this good, there are a lot of things that you can do. So the first thing that you should do, autosave. The first thing you should do is you click on Composite and go to Alpha Channel. This is going to give you a black and white of your actors and your background. You want your actors to be completely white, and you want your background to be completely black. Now you can see a lot of grays in this background, so let's clean this up. Go to Matte Cleanup. Your choke isn't going to do much for this, but cut off some of your actors, so I'm going to leave that alone. And then you come up and you want more contrast. So I'm going to bump up the contrast until we get black. Oh, it didn't work all the way. So then you can use your midpoints and bump up your midpoints and try to get as much black as possible. In this case, I'm still having a little bit of spill down here, but this is good enough. Now, if you come back and you look at your composite, and you still don't like how it looks, if there's a harsh line between your actors and the background, you can come back in here and you can go to Soften, or Soften, however you want to pronounce it, and you can soften a bit. Now, I don't want to soften this because, as you can see, it's coming on a little bit of shirt there, making it not look right. And my hair, since it was a little spiky, is getting cut off. So I want to leave it as it is. But just to give you an example, if I was to soften all the way, it doesn't look too bad, but I don't like how it looks. I'd rather have this. See the difference there? It's cutting off too much of us. So I just go up and don't have any softness here. There's a lot of other stuff you can do, but that's more advanced stuff. You can do some color correction, and you can change the hue and saturation and everything of your actors. I don't want to do that. And you can also do some spill suppression, if I can talk, which is also going to do a little bit of saturation or color ranges. You can change the spill, which some of it looks okay, but I just go in here and I mess with this stuff just to see what it looks like. And actually, that Luma right there is fixing the bottom corner of the background there. But I think it's messing up his arm. Just a touch. Either way. So the point that I'm trying to get to is play around with the settings. See what works best for you. I have given you the basics here, and you can go from there and see how you like your footage and what is going to work for you. All right. Thanks.
So, we slapped each other there.
It's like, should I go? Should you go? All right, 3, 2.
Yeah, so that was some green screenage. Green screens are cool. So yeah, well, that's how we did some green screenage, and
Do a lot of cool stuff, like the movement of it, the VFX part of it, just came together really well.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the end of the week, the end of the episode. As usual, right here is our website. Go ahead and visit that website, and you can either donate.
Like, share, subscribe.
No, dude, dude, you're screwing it up.
Oh, what
Like,
the...
subscribe, share the crap out of it, and yeah, we'll see you next week.